So I feel like right now you're working through past life karma. There's certain cycles that you need to complete, and Spirit has been challenging you in order to release yourself and to heal from this. The overall energy was this indicates a past life is the reason why the intense energy surrounds you, the person or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. Taking ownership for your part and forgiveness are key in releasing past life karma. And that's what you're being challenged to do, is to heal. And the more you forgive, and we're talking about forgiving for yourself, it's going to help you to release yourself, because that's part of a lesson. That's part of a lesson that your soul has come down on this earth to learn, right? Is to release, is to forgive, is to find compassion, is to let go, right? Because this card came out, right? And it's addictions. And I clarified it. I'm still going to read it. But when I clarified it, I feel like you guys are addicted to waiting for things to change. And you guys are, there's nothing wrong with being patient for things to change, but it's almost like there has been sometimes no signs that people are going to change, or that situations are going to change, or that scenarios are going to change. And it's kind of like you do yourself a disservice by waiting, right? And I think a lot of you guys, you have a fear of letting people go, or hurting people, or abandoning people, or maybe you're like, maybe I'm gonna let go of something too soon before it comes in for me, right? And I feel like you're kind of like addicted to staying in dead situations way longer than what you need to. And then it kind of makes you feel like this Nine of Swords, where you have like this deep regret, and then you start internalizing that, right? And Spirit doesn't want you to keep up this cycle, right? So like I said, addictions, compassion. The situation is influenced by an addictive behavior that is influencing you or the person involved. Pain and trauma are being projected. Try to see the truth of the situation by stepping outside of the chaos to create an opening for forgiveness, patience, and compassion. And that is what Spirit is really challenging you right now, is to find the compassion in situations that you have been in, that you stayed too long in, maybe, or situations where you kept giving people the benefit of the doubt because you thought that things would change. You thought change was coming in. And I think that's where it is, where I think you're gonna have a realization during this Lionsgate portal, if you haven't already, where a lot of the pain and suffering that you have experienced is because you had so much hope that things would change, right? Or maybe that you had hope that people would come and rescue you, right? And I think what's happening is you're being challenged to come out of that comfort zone, right? And to grow, to evolve. And a lot of it has to do with you just releasing yourself by forgiving certain situations, and maybe just forgiving yourself. If you don't want to forgive other people because of what has transpired, that is totally fair, but you deserve to forgive yourself for, and you shouldn't put the burden and all the blame on yourself because you had hope that things would change. There's nothing wrong with being hopeful, right? But I think what Spirit is saying is we also have to be practical, and we also have to be realistic with what we are hoping for, right? Because we can't hope that people are going to change, especially where they have not shown you any signs, they haven't taken any actions, and they haven't said that they wanted to change. We can't hope that certain situations are going to change when we haven't seen any signs and people are not making those moves to change those situations, right? We only have control over ourselves, and we can only change ourselves, right? And like I said, we can have hope that people will change, but we can't put weight in that hope, right? We can hope that people, become better people as time goes on, but we can't wait and have our lives pass by and then be upset and then being super regret, or maybe resentful because we waited for so long. No, sometimes the best thing you can possibly do is to let somebody go, or let a situation go, or to let yourself get out of a certain situation, or to love somebody from afar, right? So I think this point in time, you're having to learn that you have to put yourself first, right? And you can't depend on others, because sometimes people won't change, and that is what they chose to do, right? But you are changing, you are growing, and you will eventually meet people who are changing, who are growing, and you will eventually meet better situations where you're like, thank God I decided to change because I'm in such a better, positive environment. So hopefully this resonates with you. If so, like the video, comment down below. And if you want to book with your girl, the link is in my bio. And until next time, bye guys.